Even though Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has only been out for a little bit, I think it is safe to say that I love this game. I have put in countless amounts of hours playing through Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, specifically playing through World of Light, trying to unlock every character, and playing with friends along the way. However, my favorite thing that I've experienced in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has to be its roster. It is by far the best roster in Smash history. So to celebrate how amazing this roster is, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite Super Smash Bros. Ultimate characters. Now, the only two things I'm going to say about this is 1, the DLC has not been released yet, so I've not tried the Piranha Plant, and I have not tried any of the other DLC characters. And 2, this is my opinion, so if you don't agree with my opinion, then let me know in the comments below why you don't agree with my opinion and who your favorite character is. Anyway, now that I've talked about that, let's talk about my top 5 favorite Super Smash Bros. Ultimate characters. Even though Ultimate's roster of newcomers might be pretty small in comparison with other games, the characters that were introduced in Ultimate are by far some of the best the roster has to offer, and that could definitely be said for my number 5 choice, Kin. Even though Kin might be Ryu's Echo Fighter, this doesn't change the fact that I like the way he fights a lot better than Ryu, even if there aren't that many differences between them. However, the few differences between Ryu and Kin make Kin a way more fun fighter to use for me personally. Mainly his fiery shuriken and his... I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this attack. These two minor changes are why I enjoy Kin more than Ryu. Unlike Ryu, Kin's this attack can hit opponents multiple times in a row, similar to Luigi's spin attack in Melee, and his fire shuriken can hit an opponent up to 3 times depending on how early in the attack you hit them. Also, Kin is a really fast character that can dish out a lot of damage if he needs to, which is exactly what I'm looking for in a main. And how could I forget the fact that you can do a real Hadouken if you do the input similar to the way you do in Street Fighter. Although I can't do this myself, it doesn't change the fact that this makes me like Kin even more.
I knew I'd win! Ha!
Interestingly enough, there's only one character that I use in Melee that made it on my list. Now, as y'all might or might not know, I grew up playing Melee and played Melee the most out of any Smash game so far. So the fact that there's only one character that I use from Melee that made it on my list shocks me. But a lot of the characters I used in Melee act differently in Ultimate than they do in Melee. But one character that remains almost untouched is Marth. Marth is by far one of the funnest sword users for me personally. He's quick and actually has a surprising amount of range. Not only that, but he's also able to do one of my favorite things in Smash, parrying. Now, these parries can be pretty hard to time, but whenever you manage to parry one of your opponent's attacks, it is so satisfying, especially if the parry ends up killing your opponent. However, my favorite thing about Marth is that he is almost always my go-to character whenever going against new challengers. Using Marth is always really fun for me because of his moveset. At first glances, his moveset appears to be simplistic, but if you understand how to properly use him, you can get very technical with his moveset. Now, I might not be a pro Smash player, but I feel like I've gotten really good at using Marth, especially since he's one of the first characters you have access to in the World of Light, even though I still haven't mastered his moveset.
I live to fight again!
At first, I used this character as a meme character just because I thought he was so ridiculous. But after messing around with him quite a bit in Smash 4 and now in Ultimate, I can safely say that I've grown to really love using Shulk. Now, I thought that Shulk was a joke because of his shirtless costume, as I call it. Also, I just want to say that I simply refuse to use any other costume than a shirtless one. All the other ones look really weird, to me anyway, because I never played a Xenoblade game. That aside, I thought he was a joke character because of that, but that couldn't be further from the truth. First of all, Shulk is a sword user with a lot of range and the ability to parry, so already this is exactly what I want in a good Smash character. But Shulk has a special ability that none of the other characters have, being able to use his Mondo arts. These Mondo arts will buff Shulk in 5 categories, being his jump, his speed, his shield, his buster, and his smash. This is a complete game changer that adds a layer of complexity with Shulk's moveset. So now if you have an opponent over 100% damage, you can use your smash buff, which will make each one of your attacks launch your opponent further than it normally would. Or you can use your buster buff, which will increase your attack power, and then you can launch your opponent off the map with a series of harder hitting combos. There really is a lot of options with Shulk's moveset that really aren't there with a lot of good characters.
I can feel the power!
This character has been one that I've wanted in Smash for a very long time, specifically since Melee, so when I saw that he was announced for Smash Ultimate, you can bet I lost my shit. This character is by far my favorite one to be introduced in Smash Ultimate. Well, so far anyways, we still have a few DLC characters left. Anyway, whenever Ridley was announced, I knew that he was going to be my new main. Ridley is so fun to use. His deadly range, variety in attacks, and of course his design make him one of my favorite characters in Ultimate. I specifically like his grab attack when he grabs his opponent and grinds him across the floor, very similar to how he does in the Metroid series. And as you might or might not know, Ridley is my favorite Nintendo villain, so to see him finally utilized in Smash and not being a boss is a dream come true. However, even though I love Ridley to death, he isn't my favorite character to use. Yes, he's fun to use and has a lot of great attacks and is surprisingly fast, but he isn't super difficult to use. I feel like almost anyone can pick him up and be really good with him. Even though I feel like I've gotten a lot better with him, I don't feel like I've truly won if I win using Ridley, like I would using Ken, Marth, or Shulk. So because of this, I can't have Ridley being my favorite character in Ultimate, although he is fantastic and a dream come true. Also, I feel like I have to say this now because I won't have an opportunity to say this again. Ridley is not too big for Smash.
Game. Ridley wins.
Out of all the characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, this is the last character I was expecting to be good with, let alone use. Now, watching his reveal trailer, I was happy to see that we finally got some Castlevania love in Smash, but I wasn't sold on his moveset. I felt like it was too slow for my liking, but after messing around with him quite a bit in World of Light, and while fighting with some friends, I can safely say that my favorite character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so far anyway, is Richter. That's right, I use Richter and not Simon. I like Richter better than Simon because he's faster and I like his design and costume better than Simon's. So why do I like using Richter in general? Well, for one, it actually takes quite a bit of skill to use him properly, especially since all of his attacks have a slight delay like they do in Castlevania. That and the range that some of these attacks have should be illegal. I mean, just look at how far his whip goes. That aside, he also has a lot of great projectiles that are fun as hell to use. My favorite projectile to use is his axe. It is so satisfying to use his axe to combo someone in the air, especially if it kills your opponent. Richter has so many different combos and none of them are easy to perform like Ridley's are. Also, Richter's attacks look badass, especially whenever you kill someone using your whip or axes. Now, this fact isn't anything that makes me like Richter more than any of the other characters, but his stage is one of the most badass ones in Ultimate. I love the music for this stage, as well as the aesthetics that this stage has. I just felt like I needed to say that. Anyway, Richter is a lot of fun to use, is more difficult to use than a lot of other characters, and has a great design. So because of these factors, Richter is currently my favorite character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Game. Richter wins.
So, do you agree or disagree with my list? Let me know in the comments below if you do or not. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up because I would really appreciate that. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, then you should definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Ryan Kelly and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.